It's now my pleasure to introduce the Tony Cowling Foundation Innovation Award 2024. So let me just remind you what Tony Cowling Foundation is. It was created out of respect for a great man, Tony Cowling, who created TNS. Tony inspired many researchers to do greater things and was an enthusiastic supporter of us all. In particular, the Tony Cowling Foundation wanted to give something tangible back to our industry and to sustain his values. What are the values of the Tony Cowling Foundation? First, innovation, the lifeblood of the industry. Inclusivity, we welcome all people to share their ideas. And internationalism, working together allows us to get the most out of each other and learn from our market experiences. As you can see, these are values very much aligned with the Esomar values. So the winners of the Tony Cowling Foundation of this year, let me just read what the judges said about this submission. Your submission, an interview on face verification as real-time solution for survey quality, really impressed the judges and exemplified what our Innovation Award stands for. The celebration of groundbreaking work in market research that pushes the boundaries of research practice. Additionally, your solution addressing data quality represents an area which is very important to the industry today. So today, it's my pleasure to introduce the winners of this award, and they have a lot of things to tell and to share with us. So the winners under this topic of face verification as real-time solution for survey quality is the Realeyes. And we have here their CEO, Mihkel, Jäätma, and also we have their advisor, Foreman. So please welcome them on the stage. So we have Mihkel, CEO. Thank you. Nice for being here.
Thank you.
And our beloved Dan, President of Esomar, 2013-2014. Isn't it?
Got it.
Great. Please sit down. And we'll have an interview. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And first question, how did Verify come about and what is it exactly? I mean, we like history here, myths, heroes. What are the heroes of this story?
What is it exactly? Well, I'll let Mihkel say what it is exactly, but I can certainly take the how did it come about. It came about because, I mean, all of you in the room and all who are no longer in the room and anybody watching on the stream, we've all heard and been challenged with the problems around data quality for some time. And I'm really frustrated. I mean, I hear it, as you know, I kind of sit across the industry, work with a lot of different businesses, have a lot of conversations, and I'm forever hearing about the challenges on quality. People complain to me, they say to me, what are you going to do about it? What's Esomar going to do about it? What's the Insights Association going to do about it? And we'll come on to that in a little while. But I sat there, hearing about these stories of duplicates across panels, on seeing the same people turn up in qualitative interviews, about the role of bots and cheaters. And I just asked myself, taking a step back, what can we do? How do other industries really address these similar kinds of problems? And I got inspired by a couple of industries that will be familiar to all of us, and one of them is security, and the other is financial services. And specifically on security, we've probably all passed through some of these electronic gates somewhere when we've traveled around, maybe even to Athens itself. And there we've seen some really simple biometric matches. Does my face that I'm now showing, does it match with my digital identity, my passport? What's held there? And similarly, around financial services, every time you use a credit card or a digital payment, an Apple Pay, there's some kind of transaction going on in the background to ensure that I am the person who is being represented through this transaction. So I kind of took that inspiration and then thought, well, how can we use facial recognition capabilities in the research flow? And many years ago, I built and sold a company where we relied upon some face verification capabilities, and we used as our foundational supplier there Realeyes. So I approached Mihkel and said, we want to solve this problem. It's a big problem. You open to it? And actually, rather than me say it, you tell me, and also answer the other part of his question. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, no, Yeah, I was in. When Dan approached me, it just felt like a perfect time to do that because we at Realeyes, we were just delivering a very large AI model development project that required 100,000 unique respondents. And we ended up having to pay for 250,000 to get there. And that wasn't only painful for our wallet, but the whole process of doing it across Cint and Dynata and Pure Spectrum, it was a lot of pain, and whatever the quality tools that the panels were using, definitely they were not fully adequate to deal with at least what we needed. So when Dan, who I've always looked up to as like the godfather of market research, walked in and approached me and said, like, this is a project, bigger issue for the industry, we immediately jumped on it and just took the technology that we already had and quickly turned it into something that literally anyone can use to manage quality. So that's the mythical story of how Verify was born and came to be. So what it does is really, think of it just as a 2-second click before a survey. It is super frictionless. All you need to do is say verify, and then what our technology does, it just on your phone or anywhere, it looks at your face, sees, are you the same person? Are you a real person? Is your age and gender and all of those different visual parameters matching with who you claim to be? And it happens really in just a few seconds. From the technology perspective, we store a fully privacy-safe facial embedding in the cloud. There's no image ever happens. You can't construct identity back from it. And that's what we keep checking against. So it's really very simple to do, 2-second frictionless experience, and enables you to constantly track who is what and do they claim who they seem to be. And the key part there is it's not only frictionless, but it's also super transparent because anybody in the value chain can check any supply. So which cannot be said about many other quality tech who needs all sorts of back-end integrations to be there. So it's really simple, frictionless, and transparent for everyone on what your quality is.
Thank you, Mihkel. And Dan, now you're winning awards. What's next?
A lot. I mean, yeah, winning award. I mean, we're pretty confident that Tony would have approved of this. So it's great. We really thank the foundation for considering the application seriously and supporting us. I mean, at the moment, this capability is integrated with a few different companies represented here. It's at some levels, it's really deeply embedded within like the SDK process. Others use on project by project, and we really want to, I think, encourage everybody to have a good look at this, and we want to be inspired a little bit again by financial services, by somebody like MasterCard. So, I mean, I'll use you as an example, Joaquim. You're nicely dressed, you have a great jacket, you've got lovely shoes, and you're always well put together. And and whenever you buy those things, and you're paying with a card or an Apple Pay, there's an extremely frictionless, speedy credit check that takes place to determine that you have the funds to buy the nice jacket and the nice shoes. And where we want to get to is to basically take this core capability and ensure that throughout the entire research process, that same microsecond, frictionless, completely transparent, but blind to the user, that just takes place. That's really where we want to take it. So, we want to be inspired. I mentioned MasterCard. We want to be inspired by what MasterCard's done.
And I know that you mentioned now MasterCard. Frederick Jones is your vice president.
Yes. Fred. Yeah, we could have some good stories and fun talking about Fred. But yeah, I mean, some of you will know the history of MasterCard. But actually, rather than me get into a history lesson on MasterCard, why don't you explain what we've explored for how this goes forward?
So again, just to be clear, Dan was the superstar who came up with that idea in the first place. But we have, over the last couple of weeks, taken it past a few industry giants. And I think it's really a time now to think about quality in a really, really big way. Because we've done this tech innovation, and that's great. But if we really want to change industry for the better, we need to move beyond that to a business model innovation. And part of the relevance of the MasterCard example is that it is used so frictionlessly for every financial transaction that we deal with. So we can do the same with the survey quality with face verification. And it changes the perspective because it can be available for everyone, for everything. And it really enables you to think beyond the perspective of any single company to the one of industry. So anything costs money, right? But it's really insignificant. So we have actually looked at Esomar pricing studies that you've done on different types of surveys, and in all of those different cases, we came up to be about 0.1% to 0.4% of the cost of the entire study. So that's the cost to the brands, the big brands like the Coca-Colas and P&Gs in this room. So it's really nothing when you compare it to the fact that, as we showed in our award submission, currently 40% of surveys on average that you buy from any supplier are fake. That is a huge number. We've done it on, again, all the suppliers, and when you're not looking, that's the average what you get. And it's really a shocking number because you almost need to step out of it to put it in some other context to recognize what it implies. So think of it, for example, you want to buy a croissant, and you get it, and 40% of it is made out of sand. I mean, that's not going to taste very good, is it?
Yeah, I mean, data quality is a topic that we are touching upon. You know that there is this initiative called Global Data Quality Initiative, out of which many associations were participating, Insights Association, the MRS in the UK, Esomar, the Austrian ones, TRS in Australia. Many associations were engaged in making the industry aware of this topic. And I know that, I mean, you have been quite active as well in that regard. What have you been doing, Dan?
Yeah, we've chatted with various people from the different associations who are part of the GDQ initiative. We're currently reviewing the draft of the data quality pledge that's going to be launched soft launched at the CRC event in October. So we've been part of that, and I feel confident and comfortable saying this because I've somewhat sat in similar seats to you and Melanie and Deborah and others. We want to push Verify at a commercial pace, not necessarily an industry collaborative association pace. And then the hope is, of course, that as Verify increases in its adoption and starts getting pushed towards this MasterCard concept, that eventually it sits under the umbrella of Esomar or a new GDQ initiative. But in the meantime, we want to do a real push. And I haven't really run this by Mihkel now, but I'm kind of feeling inspired by not only this, but some of the conversations I've had today. So if anyone wants to use Verify, kind of take it on, you give it a try, for free. Just talk to us, talk to me or Mihkel, and just start using it. Similar to how MasterCard was pushed out at the beginning. You've got to put this into people's hands and let them try it and evaluate and collectively start tackling this problem of big challenges around data quality. Let's verify and authenticate that people are who they say they are. They're the same age brackets, gender, skin color, all the demographics that people are, and they're not duplicating across multiple surveys. It's too big a problem. So please, anyone, come to us and you can start using this for free, and maybe even we'll go further because we've talked about this. MasterCard was owned by the industry, by the financial services industry. And if people want to participate as founding owners, and that's open to associations, brands, any of you in the room, and any here, please come and talk to us, because we want to push this and truly make it like the microcredit support. Then please come and be part of this and help us drive it forward. This has to be for the industry, by the industry and for the industry.
So, Mihkel, then, in our conversations, you mentioned that this is not just about technology innovation, but it's also about business model innovation. So, can you elaborate a bit, Mihkel?
Yeah, I think it is key, and that's I think just building on what Dan was saying about this MasterCard model. I mean, that's really the idea here, is that it takes very little to clean up all the services in the world. It's almost like take one of those, or a couple of those two big brands, and take what it costs them to clean it up right now, plus the impact of the wrong decisions that they make, and that would fund the whole thing for entire industry. And then if you perhaps consider it to be something that should be under Esomar, which I think is incredibly important for an initiative like that to be a proper Switzerland. So it is for the industry and not some commercial agenda only. But if it sits under something like Esomar, it can, over time, also become a revenue-generating initiative, right? So fully in accordance with all the mission and vision that organization like Esomar should do. Mm-hmm. So if we take it forward, we get it going, then maybe next year we'll have even bigger conference and people don't have to pay for tickets to come.
This answer was not expected, and that everything related to strategy, this is something that the Esomar Council must discuss and get a positioning. So yeah, I mean, we listen to that and we will consider. Okay, so thank you so much. Congratulations again for this award. I would like now to invite the chairman of the Tony Cowling Foundation, Chris Gord, to just address some words. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much, and good morning, good afternoon to everyone. I'm here really to do two things. First of all is to make this presentation, to say well done, and congratulations on all that you've achieved. We're looking forward to seeing how this blossoms from here. But really, the Tony Cowling Foundation is about trying to encourage, support new ideas, innovation, through internationalism and inclusivity. What we want to do is to drive that, because new products and services are the lifeblood of our industry. And the more we do to support that, the more it's going to develop. We can produce together better solutions for clients. They make better business decisions, and as a result, we get more effective, more profitable businesses. And those businesses can reinvest in their industry and in what we're all trying to achieve here. So this is hugely important. Over the 3 years we've been doing this, we've had 68 applications from 29 different countries. This is only the start. We want to build it, we want to grow it, and I'm hoping that our relationship with Esomar will go on to bigger and better things. And who knows, next year, you could be up here on stage getting the award and getting the applause. So thank you very much indeed, and well done.
Thank you.